Hello everybody, my name is Whimreaper and welcome back to the Sims 4 100 Baby Challenge, or welcome if you're new. Today, Rita, I almost called her Rita, our new matriarch, Peggy, is going to be giving birth to her second baby, or maybe second and third, depending on if we get lucky. Our second donor was Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. If you guys know about that show or like that show, you'll know who I'm talking about. But this is our first toddler, Jimmy, and he just aged up at the end of last episode. So Peggy is going to teach him some skills today, I think, and she should be giving birth fairly soon. I don't know. She's in the third trimester in 8 hours, so she will give birth this episode for sure, but not soon, I guess. He should probably be in his cold weather wear. I did give him a little makeover in between parts. And yeah, this is what he looks like. I hardly changed anything about him. He was just so adorable. But I absolutely love him. He is the son of Jim Pickens. For those of you who know who he is, great. If you don't worry about it. It's not that important. Peggy needs to do some work today. She needs to hang out with her friends, who I guess I didn't end the gathering, so they've just been hanging out. But we haven't even really introduced ourselves to Cheyenne, so I think why don't we just tell her a story about the club, just to kick off this episode, and then we will maybe just say goodbye to the other girls. For those of you who missed last episode, we made a little dinner club, which is absolutely adorable. So we have Ayaka and we have Deborah in the club as well. And Deborah was made for me by Nimsat. Again, thank you so much. And Ayaka was just a randomly generated sim. So yeah, it's a cute little club. I think I might actually cook while they're still here, just so that we get that extra little boost. And then we'll have some food to feed Jimmy. Okay, so Peggy is just playing some violin, but I think she should change his diaper before it gets stinky, just because, yeah, he didn't actually make it to the potty training. We could still potty train him. I think that would probably be a good idea. They are such close friends, too, which is just super cute. And then, yeah, Peggy is really, really tired, so we'll let her nap. But Jimmy could probably work on some more skills on his own for a little bit. But we'll get her to do a quick little potty train first. Oh my goodness, so much mess. Ew. Gross. Sometimes it kind of escapes me that, like, Peggy is actually related to Jimmy. Like, for some reason it just doesn't click in my head that she's a mom. Like, it's so weird to me. Like, for Rita, it just felt like, oh yeah, she's a mom now, these are her kids. But for Peggy, it's just so hard to click, and I think maybe that's just because I spent so much time on this challenge with Rita, and now that Rita's gone, it just feels like the mom is out of the household and Peggy's just kind of like in her place. It's a really strange feeling. Let me know if you've had a similar feeling if you've done this challenge before. I just feel that, like, Peggy doesn't feel like the matriarch. Like, she does to an extent, like, she feels like the focus of the challenge, but she doesn't really feel like a mom. Okay, so Peggy and Jimmy have had a little nap. It's already 5 a.m. and she should probably start teaching him some skills. I'm thinking teaching him the thinking skill would be a really good way to kick off, especially since we won't have very much time once our other baby is born to keep hopping back and forth. So we should get the hard skills out of the way, I think. Potty and thinking being the culprits. So we will do that, and then I'm thinking that we might go out a little bit to earn some money, or we might start the freelance programming career, because the longer I play, the more I realize how little time we will have to go off of the lot, especially once our kids start needing to do homework and such. I think we will still do it sometimes, maybe on the weekends if our kids like have their skills all the way up and such, but I just think that it's probably a good idea to start off that career, because we don't always have to take the jobs either. we can take the jobs as we need them. So I think it's a good job or a good time to start that off, and I think I'm just gonna do it because we don't have to start a job like right away. It's just an option, and it is Winterfest, which I did actually remember that. I don't know if we'll be able to afford decorations. We actually have started making a decent amount from tips, but maybe we can do a job and then that'll help us justify buying a Christmas tree or something. Yeah, I'll let her eat this. We're gonna potty train him and then I'll start on a freelance job. Okay, I think the potty is quite glitched out, so we're actually not even able to potty train him. I think the game is registering two different things going on at once. But Peggy is cold. Let's put her in her cold weather wear and let's get her a gig. So I'm gonna select one. I'm not sure. She's programming level 4, I think. So we should get her this one, probably the one that pays the most. These pay insane compared to just like doing it on your own free time. Wow, and some of these that have like a little bit higher skill pay even more. That's crazy. Oh, this one doesn't even make as much as this one does. Hmm. Or this one for that matter. Some of the ones that require less skill actually pay a lot more. Let's do the security one. Yeah. Okay, so let's go down here and start on that assignment. That'll give us enough money to at least that'll at least give us enough to buy like a Christmas tree. So I think I'll just do that off the bat. Maybe I'll buy just like a stack of presents though. Yay, Jimmy actually just got up the skill like technically on his own, which I'm pretty sure that's a glitch, but I'm not complaining. He's a clingy toddler, but he's acting like an independent one. We love that. So I'm gonna, yeah, I'll do a little bit of decorating, probably just in the basement here. I don't really like this table since I think that it actually just like, it doesn't actually really get anything up. It's just for fun. So I think I will get rid of this table and I'll replace it with like a little Christmas setup. Righty, so I'm not gonna make a grand meal for Christmas because I don't know, it's just Peggy's not a very good cook. I'm just gonna be real, she's not a very good cook, and it's just a lot of food and a lot of work, and we already have so many leftovers. So they're just gonna share these little vegetable dumplings, and that'll be cute and good enough. I did decorate the downstairs. It looks like this. We're gonna have to decorate the tree, which I think might be a little bit fun. And I just got like a little wreath and a little rug just to make it a little bit more friendly. And yeah, Jimmy, he's just sad because he needs to eat, but then he should be having a grand time. I hope that Father Winter will cheer him up quite a bit. He is in love with that. He does love the grand meal too, but he'll get presents and he'll get Father Winter, so it's all good. And Peggy is already a third of the way done her gig. It has to be done by Friday morning though, so we need to get her to work on that quite consistently, I'd say. But we shall let them eat, and then I think I'll get Peggy to go downstairs, and maybe we should put on some Winterfest jams for Jimmy to dance to. He should at least eat his food, though. I don't know why he's not. That's kind of weird, but yeah, we'll get Peggy to decorate the tree. This is something my family always did. Of course, the speaker would have been, oh, it's not even, oh, it's broken. That's sad. Okay, anyway, we could put it on the keyboard. So keyboard autoplay. There isn't any there isn't any Christmas. Let's listen to classical. That's fine. So yeah, we'll do that, and then she can decorate the tree. But yeah, my family always used to do a thing where my dad would put up the main decorations on the tree, and we would listen to music while he did that and just like hang out in the same area. And then yeah, and then once the tree was mostly decorated, we would help put on some of the ornaments that we could reach. Of course, when we were little, it was only like this area of the tree, so he'd had to put on most of them. But yeah, Peggy must be enjoying this day. Let's light the tree and let's have Jimmy come on down here And yeah, he can do what's that, you know? He's not old enough to understand classical music, but that's fun. Oh, look at it. Let's decorate it. Let's put on some. We would always do it in this order. Let's do the tree skirt of white and gold. I think white and gold would be a very beautiful theme. Look how happy she is. She's definitely getting into the spirit, and we can then also do a garland of red and gold, I think. Like white, red, and gold will be, I think, really pretty. Okay, so we are gonna put some presents under the tree. Peggy is feeling very, very tired though, so I'm thinking maybe it would be a good idea to invite over her, like, basically best friend, brother, Lysander, and we can also invite Oleander, they're twins, just to come and hang out for Christmas, help us take care of Jimmy, meet their nephew, you know, all that good stuff. I just think it would be super wholesome. She's in a really good mood. They're gonna open presents later and all that. I did put a bed down here temporarily so that Jimmy could get a sleep in a bed. Um, so I think Peggy. Let's not do that. I know like that's fun and all, but she's just super tired, and I want her to just be able to greet her guests. So maybe we can give him a little bit of a gift. We could give him. Let's give him some herbs. I feel like he would probably like that. And then, well, yeah, Jimmy's just sleeping. So Peggy can come give the gift and then just be like, "Yeah, thank you so much for coming. I gotta go lie down," because I'm sure that they would be totally, totally cool with that. Also, I should probably invite them in. They can't probably just come in on their own, can't they? Yeah, they can. Lysander is just waiting patiently for us to give him a lovely little present. I hope he likes it. I'm sure he will. He's a very nice guy. Oh, yeah, look at that. He's like, wow, thank you so much. We can start an herb garden this year. And that made Peggy super happy that he appreciated it too, so that's just bonus. We're not as close to Oleander, who is just like using our computer, but you know, I'm sure he's just happy he could come somewhere for Christmas Day. And they will get to open presents with the family, so this is all wholesome and stuff. Unfortunately, our kids, just like our Sims that I'm actually getting to control, are super duper tired, so I'm gonna let them sleep and then I will come back again. I just don't want them to be falling all over the place. Especially Peggy, she deserves some rest. I think she's in the third trimester. Yep. So she should be giving birth, I believe. It'll be tomorrow. It'll have to be tomorrow. Ooh, I just saw Father Winter outside. Here he is. Let's welcome him in. Peggy is in a good enough mood now to come and talk to him. Let's do a polite introduction. This is a new Santa. I suppose the other one must have passed away, but that's alright. This Santa is just as good. He has a funny little walk style too, which is kind of cute. And let's also wake up Jimmy to go ask for some presents from Father Winter. So, yeah, let's totally ask him for a gift. Look at him putting presents under the tree. That's so lovely of him. So we'll probably get a couple more extra presents. Oh, Peggy, why don't you just go to the washroom actually? But I want Jimmy to introduce himself to his uncles. For some reason, it's just like saying that we can ask or send them home, but he can't introduce himself, which I find really strange because toddlers were always able to at least talk to people, but now it's just doing that. So I think that may not have been an intended side effect by the Sims team. I'd like to know if that's just because he's clingy, but you know. Did he actually just not even give us any present? He just wanted to talk to Peggy? Wow. You know what, Craig? That's rude, but we're gonna do a polite introduction because we are not like you. Give our son a present. Yeah, there we go. You should be getting one now. See, look, he's so sad because no one wants to pay attention to him. Rude. You know what? Peggy will give you a little bit of attention. Let's, ask him if he's good or bad. That's so cute. Are you a good boy or a bad boy? Brighten his day. And then we will open presents even if if Craig refuses to give us any at all. We should maybe get to know him. I think he could end up being a donor. I don't know if that's a thing that they took out of the game, but you know what? I'm willing to invite him over at a later time. But let's open presents with the family, not Craig, because he's being a little bit infuriating. What is this? Oh, going to open present. Okay, there we go. So cute. I'm so happy. He got a laser light show. Look how happy he is. Aww. Adorable. But yeah, I think Peggy got the Schmapple coffee. I don't know what that is, but okay. That sounds super fake. um, I think we should probably give him a bit of a bath, and then maybe we could potty train him before bed. But I'm gonna skip forward quite a bit because Winterfest did end up taking quite a bit of the episode. Okay, apparently it is gonna be a Winterfest baby. I thought that she had a while to go into labor, but that's not the case. We're gonna go have the baby at the hospital, and we will go and we'll join her. Okay, hear me out. So it's about this guy named Rick. He's a scientist that turns himself into a pickle. Funniest thing I've ever seen. In the episode, Rick's grandson Morty flips over the pickle. And it's Rick. It's the funniest thing. So, I have to be ashamed of myself, obviously, because that was horrible, but I couldn't help it. If you guys even know what that is, good job, because interesting. Look it up, because otherwise I'll feel very bad about myself. But yeah, basically, I decided to do a bit instead of going to the hospital. I mean, you guys have seen that a million times anyway. If you're new, my apologies, maybe you haven't, but it's funny, right? We're gonna do it a million times, might as well make it entertaining. So yeah, this is Pickle Rick. This is our new baby. I've decided to name him that because obviously basically just for the bit, but it was worth it, probably. So we have Jimmy and we have Pickle Rick. Jimmy is actually doing a great job of taking care of himself. He just potty trained himself a little bit, and I'm gonna get him to stack a little bit, I think, as well. His movement is pretty bad, but basically thinking is gonna be the struggle here. He's almost got everything to level 2, which is impressive, but yeah, basically, we have our two kids here now. We've got little Jimmy, the son of Jim Pickens, and we've got Pickle Rick, the son of Rick Sanchez. So, oh my gosh, I definitely have realized the value of just like having fun in this challenge. If you can't tell, because I'm going a little bonkers, just trying to keep everything like realistic and stuff doesn't work in this challenge because no one decides they're gonna have 26 or 27 kids with like 27 different guys. Nobody does this, and if they do, they need help. So trying to be realistic about this challenge has just kind of made me realize I need to loosen up a bit, because what's the point if you can't have a little bit of fun with it? Like, definitely watching Plumbella's live streams has helped me realize that. So let me know what you guys think of that. I know in my previous season I've been much more realistic, much more like trying to explain things in a way that makes sense. Like, I think Peggy can still have friends, still have realistic relationships, and still have touching moments in this challenge. But I've just realized that trying to be realistic all the time isn't benefiting anybody. So basically, let me know if you like the silly style, if we should kind of go between silly and realistic, or silly and touching, or whatever. Or if you just like the new vibes that I'm throwing, where it's just completely absurdist humor. Uh, Either way, I can go either way. But yeah, please let me know what you thought of the video. Leave donor suggestions below. Like I said, you can use hashtag WhimReaperRepop if you want to create a donor for me, or if you want to suggest a donor from pop culture, I can look them up on the gallery, and usually there's one there to use, so that also works out perfectly well. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in another episode. Goodbye!